Politics is a very interesting game. Yesterday, the ODM party unveiled their candidate for the Matungu by-election. But ahead of that day, there have been a lot of intrigues and drama within the ODM circle over the Matungu by-elections. There were two schools of thoughts in ODM party over Matungu. There were those who believe that ODM party should not sponsor a candidate in Matungu, because probably after the defeat in Msambweni, and again the fact that Matungu was previously held by ANC, there was no need for them to sponsor a candidate, that they just needed to support the ANC candidate. And then there was the other school of thought, which believed that ODM, as the biggest political party in this country, should not fail to sponsor a candidate, because doing that would disappoint their supporters. So yesterday, the ODM party unveiled David Were as their candidate for the Matungu by-election.
Tusilaumiane pia kama vyama. Kwa nini ODM inasimamisha mtu pale fulani? Kwa nini tulikuwa na uchaguzi Msambweni, kulikuwa na vyama 15 walisimamisha. Tulikuwa na by-election hapa Kibra, vyama karibu zaidi ya 10 walisimamisha. Tumekuwa na uchaguzi sijui Migori, vyama 6 walisimamisha. Kusimama kura ama uchaguzi ni kama kuwinda. Ni kama mtu ambaye anaenda msituni kuwinda. So mwenye atapata swara Mungu ndio anajua. Lakini huwezi kulaumu mtu kwa nini amekuja na silaha yake kuja kuwinda. So tafadhali tusilaumiane. Kwa nini ODM inasimamisha mtu Matungu? Kwa nini ODM ni chama ya hapa Kenya, sio chama ya Tanzania? Na ODM ikisikia kuna uchaguzi hapa Kenya, watasimamisha tu mtu tu kwa sababu ni hapa Kenya tu. Kwa hayo machache na ya mwisho nataka kusema hivi, sisi tumejipanga kwa hii campaign kama mwenye anasimamia campaign. This campaign will be under the supervision, direction and command of our deputy party leader, who is the governor of Kakamega County. He will be in charge of our campaign. All of us will work under his directives and command, because he is our deputy party leader and he is the governor of that county where the by-election is taking place.
We have confidence in Honourable Were. He is a veteran and people have had confidence in him more than once. And we have confidence that we are going to capture not only this seat but the other seats.
Na mimi nataka kuambia watu wa Matungu kuwa tunakuja kufanya kampeni ya amani. Tunakuja kufanya kampeni ile haina fujo. Na tunataka kampeni ile ambayo haina matusi. Tunataka tuangalie shida ya watu wa Matungu. Hiyo ndio tutaweka mbele, kwa Matungu iko na shida mingi. Tukienda huko na siasa ya juu hatutatoboa.
Chama cha ODM ndio chama kikubwa kabisa katika East Africa. Na umaarufu ilienda chini kwa kabisa. Aswa 3 elections ambayo zimepita. Saa hii sasa tunajipanga. Na tunataka tujipange vizuri tuunde serikali ya 2022.
So in this video, I want us to look at the ODM entry into the Matungu by-election. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let me take you back to the meeting in Machakos and why that meeting actually took place. Raila Odinga was being convinced by one man, Francis Atwoli, not to allow the ODM party to sponsor a candidate in Matungu. For those who've been following politics in this country, you should have realized that Francis Atwoli, at some point late last year, started drifting towards Musalia Mudavadi. There was an event, I think it was a funeral of a bishop somewhere in Vihiga, when he kind of endorsed Musalia Mudavadi. And then I think there was also another event where he endorsed Musalia Mudavadi. And in fact, people started thinking that Francis Atwoli was actually working on helping Gideon Moi and Musalia Mudavadi to craft an alliance. So when the by-election in Matungu was called, Francis Atwoli reached out, according to the information I have, to Raila Odinga, because he was worried that they needed to win the Matungu, whether through ODM or whether through ANC. But because the seat was previously held by ANC candidate, member of parliament, he thought and felt that the right thing was to support the ANC candidate. So he convinced Raila Odinga to support the ANC candidate. Remember, on 21st, because this meeting I think took place either on 23rd or 22nd or 24th. On 21st, ANC party had issued direct nomination to Peter Nabulindo to fly its flag. So ANC had a candidate. Atwoli convened another meeting with Raila Odinga, and Musalia Mudavadi was supposed to join them in Kisumu. So when these other NASA principals heard about this meeting, which was supposed to take place in Kisumu, then they placed a phone call to Musalia Mudavadi. And they told Musalia Mudavadi that unachezwa, Raila Odinga is going to play you. ODM is going to sponsor a candidate. So that's how the meeting in Machakos was hurriedly organized. So while Raila and Atuli were waiting for Mudavadi in Kisumu, the next thing they saw were photos of Mudavadi, Wetangula, Ngilu, and Kalonzo Musyoka in Machakos. So that meeting aborted. Raila Odinga had also agreed to support the ANC candidate because of the clan factor. You all know that Raila Odinga originally is from the Wanga clan. And that's why, for those who know the cultures in this country, the people of Wanga cannot marry from Sakwa. That's the honest truth. So Raila Odinga also believed that because he comes from Wanga, and Nabulindo comes from the Abasese, I think I got it right, clan, where Raila Odinga comes from, and had not won this seat for a long time. Raila Odinga also felt that let the clan win the seat. So he was willing to support this guy. But that did not happen because of the meeting which took place in Machakos. And again, a section of the system or the deep state were also of the opinion that Musalia Mudavadi and ANC party should be allowed to win the seat or to retain the seat. Because according to them, that has been the tradition. They've always supported ODM whenever their candidate is contesting after losing, like they did in Kibera, and therefore they wanted to do the same in Matungu. But there was a challenge within the ODM party. Within the ODM party, there were people who believed strongly that ODM as a political party must sponsor a candidate. So I want to give you 5 reasons why ODM party decided to sponsor a candidate in Matungu, because that's the question which most people are actually asking. The first reason is the Wycliffe Oparanya factor in Western Kenya politics. If you've been following the Luhya politics, there was a time Wycliffe Oparanya was appointed as the political spokesperson for the Luhya community. Then Wamalwa was appointed, I think, as the government, someone who can speak on behalf of the government from the Luhya community. So basically during that time, there was this issue of Ford Kenya, ANC party working together, then they fell out again, then there was that coup in Ford Kenya. So Oparanya was made the regional leader. So there was no way of Oparanya being a governor of Kakamega and the ODM deputy party leader could have allowed ODM party not to sponsor a candidate in Matungu. That was going to mark the end of Wycliffe Oparanya's politics in Western Kenya. And that's why when they were unveiling this candidate, Raila Odinga was not there, but Wycliffe Oparanya was there. And Junet Mohamed was very, very clear that the campaigns in Matungu are going to be led by Wycliffe Oparanya. So that's the first reason why ODM party had to sponsor a candidate there. The second reason why they had to sponsor a candidate is that ODM party lost in Msambweni. Then I think ODM party also lost in Ugenya. The Ugenya loss was reciprocated in Kibra. But the Msambweni loss shocked them. So they've been looking for an opportunity to at least reinvent themselves. So when the Matungu guy, just as Murunga died, and a by-election was occasioned, then ODM party saw an opportunity to try and reinvent themselves in Matungu. Let us wait and see how they are going to perform. Because in their own calculations, and I'm told they did several opinion polls, in their own calculations, David Were has a chance, if not winning, becoming number 2. Because remember, William Ruto also is likely to sponsor another candidate. So we are going to have 3 political parties contesting in Matungu. So ODM party is planning and hoping to reinvent themselves. And of course, there's also historically, there's a percentage of Luos in Matungu constituency. They are planning to take advantage of that. Because remember, if you follow politics of the Wanga, there was that Wanga kingdom and is it Ugenya? For those who study history, there was that war, and that war led to people settling there. So they have a relationship. So there's a lot of Luos there, and that's why probably where they won even last time. And they believe that if they leave the contest, it's going to be between Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi. So ODM party is not going to be anywhere. It's not going to feature anywhere. Remember, in the last election, ODM party, I think, won only 1 parliamentary seat in the entire Kakamega County. So ODM is looking at Matungu as an opportunity to reinvent themselves. Number 3, I think ODM party is also looking at the Matungu by-election as an election where they don't have stakes. They're not under any pressure to win. Again, even if they lose, there is nothing much. So they are venturing into it with that in mind. But their challenge is how to deal with the Musalia Mudavadi factor. And the third reason why ODM party is sponsoring a candidate is William Ruto factor. If you allow ANC party to sponsor a candidate, and you allow William Ruto to sponsor a candidate, and ODM party is nowhere, how can you interpret that, politically speaking? How would you interpret that? A situation where ANC is contesting, because in Kakamega, ODM won in the last election, presidential that is. And in Kakamega is where they also claim that there were a lot of vifaranga via computers. So the question is, if a county where Raila Odinga got almost 80%, 85% of the votes, then he's not contesting. Then the contest is now between 2 political parties, Ruto and Mudavadi. That would mean ceding the ground in Kakamega. And that's what ODM party is not planning to do now and in future. And I remember at some point I was telling someone, we were just politicking, I was telling someone, because the guy I was talking to also had a very strong opinion that ODM party should not sponsor a candidate in Matungu. My opinion to him was that ODM must sponsor a candidate in Matungu. Even if that candidate is going to become number last, it's better to have 5,000 votes than withdraw. Because people are saying, okay, if they lose, it will be another embarrassment. There is nothing like embarrassment in politics. There are people who have been defeated before, and later on they emerge. Hassan Joho was defeated by Anania Mwaboza in a by-election. Right? In And today you know where Hassan Joho is, politically speaking. So the loss in Msambweni cannot be used to gauge the popularity. So ODM must venture into that territory. I don't know what you think, but those are the dramas around the Matungu by-election. Thank you guys, and please just give this video thumbs up now. Bye-bye.